Alrighty then, hey guys, what's up? It's me, Priscilla. Now for this whole week of tutorials, we have so far done the tutorials on noses, mouths, lips, hair, and clothing. So let's go ahead and talk about eyes. You always see me in all my tutorials make these guidelines. Let's start with the straight on look for girl eyes. When I make eyes, I make my little hills. Now, when I make my little hills, then I kind of build up from there. Is she smiling to where the eyes curl up? Or do I want to make them longer or more of an angle? If I do these two, this line and this line built up from my eye line, then I can kind of go ahead and just make any kind of eye that I want. If I want to make them bigger, then I can make the eyes bigger. But my typical base eye line is about as big as I draw the first two lines, and I round off the bottoms. And then I like to place the overall areas for the pupils, irises. So I'll go ahead and I'll do those. Now the thing about my pupil iris areas, they look a bit Disney-ish, and at the same time, since I was first started off drawing anime, they look a bit anime-ish. That is something that I've heard a lot. And then I'll probably like shape off the sides. And I always like giving them individual eyelashes. And then I like to go ahead and give them like the tops of their eyelids on each side. So I do around this, the front of the eye and the back. Back and front. And then that's when, as soon as I finish my eyes, I like to go ahead and I draw the eyebrow. When I do the 3/4 turn, first thing I always do is go ahead and mark off where my lines are gonna go. Because if I don't have these two lines, then I can't place my nose and I can't place my eyes. When it comes to 3/4 turns, usually that means my nose is going to chop, my nose ridge is going to be right here, and it's going to chop off half of this eye because we're seeing more of this side of this face as opposed to this side. That means my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and on my eye line, I go ahead and make those basic hills. And then I give a little bit of distance from the nose ridge in this eye. I'll go ahead and I'll draw the other eye. And then I'll draw my pupil iris areas. Or I could like combine my eyelashes together, giving them more of a like one unique eyelash line off the side. And then that means my eyebrow is going to go right about here and go off to this side of the head, and then this one will be right over this side. And when I do 3/4 turns off of the eye, that usually means I can build up my face a little bit more. So after I make this side of my eye, I bring out the cheeks and bring the chin a little bit more center and then connect to the ear. For profiles, it's a little bit more interesting. I still like to put where my nose line is gonna go, and then I still like to make that eye line. So when it comes to profiles, I like to draw the nose first, and then at this point where these two lines meet, that's where I like to give more of a spotlight look, where I make a round area here, bring down this side and bring down this side. You see how that looks like a spotlight beam almost? And then I bring the eye right to the front and I curve it so it kind of looks like a half moon looking type. And then I like to build the eyelashes going forward, and then I put the shine there, and then I put the pupil all the way to the side like I did with the iris area. And then I like to give a little bit of the eyelid, maybe a bit of shape to the eyelashes back here. And sometimes I like to bring down the bottom eyelash line a little bit more, because then I can build up off of here, bring that nose ridge close, and connect the nose. And then I can do the lips like I taught you in my lip tutorial. Now when it comes to guys, I do the exact same thing where I make my eye line And then I make my nose line. And I'll still do the same process where I go up off of my eye line and I make the hill. And I like to bring the guy's eyes just up a little bit, around and around and back, like that, around and around, just to kind of give him a smaller look and not as wide. And make the pupil iris area, give a little bit of space. I like to give them little eyelids too. And then for guys, I always make their eyebrows pretty thick. For 3/4 turns, I have the exact same thing that I do up here. Sometimes, you know, I can make their eyes pretty wide as well, so I'm going to go ahead and place where my nose is going to go. And then I'm going to bring off that nose ridge, bring out the nose. Let's make his eyes pretty big. Eyelid here, make a thick eyelash line, eyebrow, and then I'll bring off this eyebrow and go off to the side. And then I'll go ahead and bring out his cheekbone. The exact same thing for the guys, where I make my motorcycle helmet. Got my 2 eyes, so it means my 2 lines, and that means I'm going to go right up in this corner, make my spotlight, bring the pupil iris area all the way to the edge, fill it in. I like to give guys not too much eyelashes, but just enough. When it comes to, it just comes to when you're looking at girls' pictures and you want to draw someone or you want that kind of look to their eyes, then you just have to take in what shape are they, because sometimes girls' eyes can be super small, and I always love to connect corner to corner. Sometimes they're really big. When it comes to closed eye, it depends on which way your closed eyes are. If someone is smiling, like for a girl, then it's probably going to go upward. And so bring up the eyelashes upward, and then I like to go ahead and bring up each side of the eyelid. Maybe sometimes give a little bit of indentions in the corners. And I like to shade in the eyelid. If they're sleeping, let's go right here. Then I like to close the eyelids downwards. Same thing again, where I bring up the eyelids and maybe bring out the eyelashes this way. Guys, same concept. Sometimes I like to look at pictures of guys and I like to get more of their shapes, just like I would look at my references or who I want my characters to look like. So I always like to close my eyes, like as in close them together, don't leave any like gaps or anything. I don't really give too much eyelashes on my guys. It's totally a character preference. And I always like to make the eyebrows thick on the guys just because every guy I draw has really thick eyebrows. For guys, when they're laughing, just close them together. Thick eyelash line, and then I'll do the eyelids. And I'll still do those little laughing lines at the corners, or relaxed, or just thinking, meditating. I'll do the upward eyelids as well. And sometimes I like to do like connect all the eyelids together. And there you guys go. There is how I draw my eyes. Eye guidelines will always help you guys. These lines are your best friends. These two lines, when it comes to drawing faces, you should get used to using them because they will be an awesome, awesome, awesome help for all your original characters in the future. I hope this helped, and I hope that you guys are checking out all the other videos. Stay tuned. We're gonna go all the way to Sunday for more body proportion or just like body tutorials. I hope you guys have a most wonderful day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!